Last Thursday, as I read, Mr. Garland issued a brief, no questions allowed statement about the Mar-a-Lago intervention, asserting that, quote, where possible, end quote, it is the Justice Department's practice to, quote, narrowly scope any search. This week, the department returned to Mr. Trump 3 passports swept up by the FBI in an obviously unlimited raid. One of the reasons for this major onslaught of attacks for 4 years that Trump is a serial liar is that truth is not a left-wing value. And if you scream enough about your enemy doing what you do, then people believe it is your enemy that does it and not you. Truth is not a left-wing value, and Donald Trump tells more truth than the left does. There's no comparison. Since last week, the rationale for the raid has divided into separate explanations. Explanation number one, plausible in theory, was that government national security specialists believed hypersensitive documents were in a room inside Mr. Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in Palm Beach, Florida. The search warrant approved by U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhart lists, quote, defense information or classified material, unquote. The crude rationale here would be they wanted the document out of that room, and they got the documents out of that room, and they got them. It was short on etiquette, but case closed. Let the Trump and government lawyers fight out the classification rules. But speculation then morphed into a second predictable rationale. The purpose of the search was to collect evidence of the possible criminal culpability of Mr. Trump or his, quote, allies related to the January 6th Capitol invasion, or laws on the handling of classified material, such as the Espionage Act. On Thursday, Judge Reinhart is scheduled to hear requests by news outlets to release at least some of the details of the search warrant's underlying affidavit. The Justice Department opposes the affidavit's release, arguing that would, quote, compromise future investigative steps. In the United States, you are allowed to be raided by the national government and not see the affidavit that prompted it. This Judge Reinhart would have fit well as a justice in the Soviet Union, because what they do in police states is they do what the state wants, and that's their function. He is as honorable a judge in the courtroom as a Soviet judge was. This is very sad for me to say. Very sad. Meanwhile, the department is suggesting its investigation could run for months. On cue, Representatives Adam Schiff and Carolyn Maloney are demanding that Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines provide them with the, quote, damage assessment. In other words, Justice, the FBI, and Mr. Schiff are opening the possibility of recreating the atmosphere of the nearly 2-year Mueller investigation. Does anyone believe this won't produce continuous anonymous leaks that will intrude into and distort the November elections and beyond? The answer is yes. One person in the whole country seems to believe this, Attorney General Garland. That's the Daniel Henninger thesis. The use of the government for hopefully winning elections. The United States is a different place than just even a decade ago.